It's crispy on the outside, but it's still got some moisture in there. Hey, this week's video is going to be an outdoor cooking compilation. So what we're smoking today is walleye fillets. We're gonna smoke some fish on our homemade outdoor smoker. So the first thing I need to do is clean up the smoker a little bit. There's some ash and stuff in here. Put some wood in here, light it, let it warm up. We just want a low smoky heat. So we want a bed of coals in there, not a ton of coals. We don't want it too hot. I'm actually gonna start off with some mesquite wood chips. All right, fire's good and smoky, and I took my tray, put foil on it, poked about 1,000,000 holes in it, I guess, and then put the fish on top. All right, the fish are in the smoker. Smoker's going. Need to check it every so often. It's hard to tell. This is not a professional smoker, obviously. This is a homemade contraption. So our fish has been in the smoker for about 2 hours now. And it started smoking less and less and less, and now we don't see any smoke coming out of it anymore. So we've been checking it, and it seemed to be doing fine. And so we're gonna check it now and just see how it is. When your fish flakes like this, it's flaky, it starts to flake apart, that's done. Got a good smoky flavor to it. Mm-hmm. You like it?
Yeah.
Let's go see what the others think. What do you think we want to make on the grill?
Short ribs.
Short ribs. We actually planned for that. We're gonna make up some short ribs today. We're gonna put them on a charcoal grill and smoke up some short ribs. I don't have a lot of coals in here. I'm gonna actually add some hickory sticks, give a little bit of more smoky flavor. Time to go in the house and get the ribs prepped. We're in the house and it's time to get started. First thing we're gonna do is make up a dry rub for our short ribs. We're gonna start out with a tablespoon of salt. 2½ teaspoons of brown sugar. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder and 2 teaspoons of paprika. I don't know how you're supposed to open these things. 2 teaspoons more or less. Then we need 1½ teaspoons of thyme.
This is fresh thyme from our garden.
Ooh. And then we need 1 teaspoon of ginger.
4 teaspoons of pepper.
And you got to mix all that around, and this will be our dry rub. We're going to rub this all over the meat. All right, now we're getting it on there. Oh yeah. Open them up, get all that rub up in there. Clean the countertop.
Oh yeah. Real sanitary.
I don't want to waste the rub.
Alright, we're back outside.
The grill is almost ready. You want it to be under 200 degrees because these are going to cook low and slow for a long time. So we started our grill up with charcoal, and we've got some hickory chunks in there, and we live in the forest, so we got a lot of other things in there too. There's chunks of hickory, chunks of oak. There might even be something else, but it's mostly hickory and oak. We got lots of hickory at this place. Anyway, the grill is just about ready. You want to put them on bone side down to start out with, because we want to keep them over here on the cooler side. And you want them bone side down because you don't want them to cook real fast. You want that bone to take a lot of that heat. Now that the fat's dripping in, we're starting to get some flare up going on. We got some of these little meat strips here. I'm gonna just put those on there too.
Internal temperature should be 160.
All right, since we're under the impression that we got about a half hour to an hour left, we're gonna start painting them with our barbecue sauce. Basically, we're just gonna mop that on there. We're gonna give it some time, let it cook a little longer with this on here. We don't want to overpower our seasonings that are on there, and I don't think this sauce will do that. Now I'm going to share a little secret with you. Those little pieces of meat, those scraps that we put off on the side, you know what those are for? As a person out here cooking this stuff for the last 2 hours, after smelling this for so long, it starts to make you hungry. So them little pieces, they're for the chef. Want one? I've even got my chimney almost closed. It's barely open at all. I'm trying to keep all the smoke inside that I can. Our vent on the side, you can barely see, is just barely cracked at all. Right around 200. We're a little above 200 here. All right, so the meat is done, and we're gonna set these in casserole dishes, and then we're just gonna set them aside in the house while we make up the sides. From this point, we just need to keep them warm until everything else is ready. Ribs are done, and we're gonna have a little sampling here, trying to hold back the other children. Everybody wants some of this. It's been cooking for a couple hours. Fairly tender. There's a lot of fat in short ribs, but you just cut that out. There's a piece for you. Let me get a piece for everybody, and then we'll sample them together. All right, everybody get a piece in there. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's good.
That's really good. Lots of flavor.
There is a lot of flavor in that. That's a good dry rub right there.
What in the world?
of here. This is mostly hickory sticks that we're using. So we're gonna let this burn down and get down to coals. And when it's just coals, we're gonna put a few more sticks on there, you know, as it progresses, but we don't want a big fire. We're just trying to get things to smolder or burn very low. We want a good bed of coals though, so that it keeps going, and then we'll put the fish on finally. So we're in the kitchen preparing the fish, and they put a little salt on it, sea salt, and brown sugar. And from there, we just put it right on the smoker. If you have thicker pieces or big fillets, it's better to cut your fillets smaller so you have smaller pieces. They actually finish quicker. So we ended up adding more wood while it was smoking, and added a bit much, and we ended up grilling more than we were smoking. Of course, it has a good smokiness to it, very good. What's everybody think?
That is really good. That's really good.
Guess who gets to clean this?
Yeah, I guess who.
Sounds like it's me.
It's good. Very sweet.
And just like that, there was snow everywhere. It's bright out here. I guess I better just put a coat on, because, you know, when there's snow, it gets cold. So we have a small boneless leg of lamb that we have cut into slices, and we're gonna try that in the smoker. All right, so now we just need to let the wood burn down and just coals, and then we can get our meat, put it on a rack, put it in there. All right, some of it's smoked up a little better than others, but I think it's done. Been on there a good while. We lost track of time, not sure how long it's actually been. That one's a little crispy. just show you here, it has crisp up real nice, and it's not dry. It's crispy on the outside, but it's still got some moisture in there. Very smoky, very, very smoky flavor. Wild steak catch and cook.
Cook.
I caught a steer in the field, put him on a truck, took him to the butcher, put him in the freezer, got him out of the freezer, brought him on a camping trip, and cooked him right here. We're going to be cooking up some steak on the fire. We're going to cook it directly on the coals. That's the plan. Once the everything burns down enough to where we just have coals, we're going to lay the steak right on there and cook it directly on the coals. All right, time to get the steak on, I think. And that steak is, this is grass-fed, organic, home-raised beef. We're just going to lay that right on the coals. It'll get that smokiness and it'll cook it. You don't want to overdo it. Two quick things to note here. Firstly, before placing the meat on the coals, it's a good idea to fan away the ash. Our little cutting board there is perfect for doing that. Fan away the ash before placing the meat on the coals. The other thing is, in placing the meat on the coals directly, there is a possibility of picking up some of those coals on the meat in small particles, which means there's a possibility of ingesting those. And as far as I know, check it out for yourself, but as far as I know, ingesting charcoal in small quantities is not dangerous or toxic. However, some people have noted that it has caused them constipation. This is a real simple way to cook, because you don't need any utensils. The coals aren't going to hurt anything. They're not going to hurt anything, at least not that I've ever experienced. Should be fine. This imparts a nice smoky flavor into the meat as well as cooking it. Pretty good. Got one of these camping cutting boards, just a piece of plastic, rolls up, fits in the backpack real nice. See how nice that meat cuts? I'd like mine done a little bit more than that. You just hold it so it doesn't move, and I'll just cut it on the cutting board. Alright, let me turn it. Doesn't take much to cut it. Good and tender. It's not just good, it's real good. So how to keep your meat fresh when you're going camping in your backpack? Use a little cooler pack and put some dry ice in there, dry ice packs. Put them in there. It works. Well, I got to build this fire back up for this evening. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you didn't like and subscribe yet, please remember to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and if you want to receive notifications, hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time. If you saw the video where we made this smoker, good for you. Oh, no. This week's video, we are on the grill. We're on the grill.
Put Philip on the grill. Phil on the grill.
Look at the camera. Hey, this week's video. Woo! This week's video, we're out on the grill barbecuing short ribs.
I'm sticky and greasy, and I'm waiting for the rub.
Rub them down. Rub them down. Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me, you
Hot.
messy woman.
Hot.
Oh no. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We put out new videos every week, every Friday morning. And if you'd like to receive notifications when we do upload the next video, hit that notification bell. And check out our channel. We have several videos just like this one or very similar. We do various things including hiking, biking, boating, fishing, builds of various kinds, mostly outdoor activities. Some homesteading is thrown in there as well. This channel is for the experience. We do these things for the experience of doing them and to show others how you can do it too. We try to be fun and entertaining while being educational all at the same time. Sometimes these experiences are done for the first time, and other times they're things that we do all the time. Sometimes we do things just for the fun of doing it. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.